Hello and good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Ajamu Bernard, founder of the K-Bell Training Academy, and today I'm going to present to you a concept called the life loop process. The purpose of this document is to be a clarity tool for you and for your team. This program, this idea was originally conceived as a communication and management tool for me when I was working with my master trainers and different parts of my organization. A lot of my team work as independent contractors, so they have other things going on. And I learned over time that the best way to get a result on a project I was working with together on somebody who had other things going on was to help make sure that we both had clarity on everything that was going on in our life because everything affects everything. So that's the purpose of this tool here. Today it's kind of expanded. You can use this as a personal and a professional development tool. The idea is that it will help you express and identify exactly what you're looking for, which will help you prioritize your actions and make fast and better decisions. This can also be used as a management tool to help you communicate with partners, with clients, with your kids, with your spouse, whatever it takes. We all have a different model of the world. We all see things differently. And so to use a tool which gets us all on the same page will make communication and clarity a lot easier. So enjoy. At the bottom is my contact information. If you have any questions, if you'd like to contact me about this, please reach out. I look forward to hearing from you guys all really soon. Okay, so page one. This is the most important page in this document. It is called the life loop quadrants, and there's basically one question for you to answer here. The question is, what do you want? So what I've done here is I've split up your life, our life, into four big quadrants, four big categories, and I'm asking you to think about and prioritize what you want in these big quadrants. I'm using myself as an example. I have no other better example to use right now. I've drilled into this document really deeply, and so I go very deeply into each one of these quadrants. If you are on the Master Trainer team, if you are using this as a management tool, it can be kind of personal when you ask somebody to really think about their spiritual, their family, or even their personal goals. Having said that, what somebody is and what they're doing in their life, their relationships, and what they're focusing on as an individual absolutely affect what they do in business. So while you don't necessarily have to share your spiritual, your family goals with whomever you're dealing with, I definitely encourage you, insist that you actually go through the steps of your spiritual, your family, so that you can make sure that you are having harmony in your life, that you're addressing all the objectives. There's no hard and fast rule on how to answer these questions. Again, I've left mine up here as an example. You can think long, you can think short. The question is, what do you want in these quadrants? And so I think I have some pretty good examples, and I hope that helps. The next step after you decide what you want in each quadrant is to go into each quadrant and analyze it specifically and make sure that you are in line with what you want in that quadrant. I'm going to do the business quadrant first just because this was the quadrant that motivated the creation of this document. It wasn't not necessarily the most important one. If I was to suggest how you would go about this, I would suggest you go from from spiritual to family to personal to business and do the business ones last. However, this document will be easy to explain if I come through this one first because this is kind of where it came from and I kind of work backwards. Essentially, the title here, You Are a Businessman, it comes from a Jay-Z song, and in the song he says, I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. And so his idea is that he is the business. What he does, what he says, what he thinks, what he feels, it reflects in how his customers see him, how they what they buy, what value they see. And so I've got three categories here, and the idea is for each quadrant you're going to go through these three categories. You're going to ask yourself, what are your core values as a businessman? You're going to set a mission for yourself as a businessman. The mission is what you are going to do, and then you're going to set a vision for yourself. The vision is what you see yourself having. Um, I'm part of a development team called Human Potential International, and one of the tenets we use to grow ourselves is you must be something and then do something to have something. And so, core values is who you be. Your mission is what you need to do, and your vision is what you see yourself having from being and doing those things. After you do that work on be, do, have on your core values, your mission, your vision, the next thing you want to do is analyze what you have right now. So, from the business perspective, I just broke your business into 4 quadrants, and I'm asking you to analyze how is your marketing going? What products are you selling? How are they doing? Are they put together well? How is your operations going? What are your sales numbers like? What's your history like? What's your forecasting like? What's your sales packaging like? In other words, analyze what you have so you can make some decisions on what you need to do. Once you do that, then it's time to do some goal setting. The most important goal for you to set, in my opinion, is your 1 year goal. It's far enough away that it gives you some space for creativity. It's close enough that you can get clarity. The older we get, the more we realize a year is not really that long. So the idea here is for you to start with your 1 year goal. You would create your 1 year goal by going backwards. Look at your analysis. Your analysis will tell you what you need. Look at your look at what you want. Your what you want and your analysis will tell you exactly what you need to do. And then you're going to decide what is reasonable amount of time for you to achieve these goals. In personal training and in HPI, we insist that you set your goals using the acronym SMART: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timed. And I would say to you guys, the most important ones are the S, the M, and the T. Make sure your goals are specific. Make sure your goals are measurable. You need to be able to analyze and know if you're getting closer. So there needs to be a judgment aspect to it. And they need to be timed. You need to give yourself an end point, a deadline, a finish line for the goal. Yes, there's no finish line in life, but for your goals, you need to have a specific finish line for them. Okay, so these are what you're going to use to set your goals based on what you saw in your business quadrant. Once you do your goal setting, then I would like you to highlight for yourself milestones. These don't necessarily have to be goals, but they're things that you will celebrate along the way. And I think these make sense if you know me, and if you're looking at my quadrants, you'll see that these are the milestones that I'm going to celebrate in 2014. Once you have that done, then the final page, the most important page, the communication page that you're going to do is you're going to boil this down to monthly priorities, or what do you have to do right now. I split this into 2 categories. One category is sales. In other words, we're talking about business here. So if you're not making any money, you don't have a business, you have a hobby. So you need to be really focused on sales, sales activities, sales actions, sales planning, sales feedback, customers. So there needs to be specific actions directly around that. And those actions need to be done during selling time, which is during the day. So this is a really great way for you to measure, if I would take this question, what do I have to do right now, and put it above your desk. That was the advice I was given at HPI, and it has worked hugely for me. I would suggest you guys do the same, and then just pay attention to your activities. When you are in the middle of doing something, ask yourself, am I doing something that's moving me towards my goals? If it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon and you find yourself on Facebook, is that a project that's going to help you? Or is that a selling activity? If it's neither one of those, maybe you should stop. If you're doing a project, so there's selling things to do, and there's projects. Sometimes there's stuff that you need to do that doesn't necessarily make you money, but it is necessary for you to get what you want. Those things you want to do outside of selling time, and so that's why I split these things in half. If you're on the Master Trainer team and you are using this document, this is as far as you have to go. This is what I'm insisting that you must do. This is the page where we will keep our communication, our highlights from our meetings. This is the page that will change every time we do an update. And so I'm asking you to get these two categories together. If you decide to go through this whole document, what you could do is have a monthly priorities for each quadrant, which can become um, cumbersome a lot to do. I mean, there's 4 quadrants. If you had, in each quadrant, that could become timely. Or what you could do is boil it down to one set of monthly priorities where you decide based on your quadrant what you're going to work on. I'm just trying to give you guys flexibility with this. But just to be clear, those of you on the Master Trainer team, those of you working with me as a business life loop client, this is the most important page for you to complete because this is the page we will work on. The other pages are background for you to get to this, so you need to know what you're going to do right now. So once now that you guys understand how the document works, I'm going to quickly run through the other quadrants so you can see how you can expand on this. As I said, it was originally developed as just a business communication tool, but as I started to use it more and more for myself, I realized that I could really drill into each quadrant and create that harmony that I really wanted to live the life that I really want. So then I looked at, you are a businessman became you are a spirit man, which we are. And then I said, okay, so what are my core values as a spirit? What do I need to be spiritually? What do I need to do spiritually so I can have what I want spiritually? After I did that, I said, okay, how are we going to analyze this spiritual quadrant? So for me, I mean, this is just a guide. Like the idea here, I'm trying to give you some guidelines for clarity and focus. You can change those two titles if it makes more sense to you. But this is what I use, right? So when I said to myself, okay, what if I can't analyze my spirit, but I can analyze what I'm doing to move closer to my spirit. And so I came up with these two categories. And then again, I can still set goals as a spiritual entity on what I need to do, what I need to accomplish, and that will keep me focused and move me towards where I want to be. You are a family man. Again, a very important quadrant for you to do. Same steps you're going to follow. You're going to talk about what you need to be, what you need to do, what you need to have. Right? Your core values is who you need to be. Your mission is what you need to do. The vision is how you see this thing coming together. You're looking for you're looking for truth. You're trying to find what's really inside. I would say to you guys, if you are really organized and focused, if you have been doing this at some level already, this document should be very easy for you to complete and do. If this is the first time you've actually thought about these things, this will be more challenging. It may take you a couple of days. That is okay. Don't judge where you're at. Just accept it and put your full self into it, and then take massive action on that monthly priorities list that you get at the end. Again, looking for ways to analyze yourself as a family man or a family woman. Yes, I recognize that. I apologize. So again, who specifically, what action specifically? Try to get specific with this one. It will help with clarity. And then again, you can set goals. Whatever you think is most appropriate for you as a family person, that is different for all of us, but is important for every single one of us. And so I'm insisting that you guys really take a hard look at that. You are a person, man. So this is your personal goals. This is you as an entity separate from your spouse, your kids, your business, whatever else you have going on. What do you as an individual need? You must make sure your cup is full. You must make sure your energy, your ideas are being fulfilled to be able to serve, give, and create for others. So again, you're going to go through the same steps. What do I need to be? What do I need to do so I can have what it is I see for myself in the future? And then you're going to analyze it. And in this one, I literally did use the be, do, have when you're coming to your personal. And just take a hard look at yourself. If you want to know who you're being, the best way to recognize who you're being is not necessarily to ask. I mean, you can ask some people around you, or you could just pay attention to those around you and how they are responding to your behavior. That will let you know a lot about who you're being and what you're doing. The biggest result, the biggest evidence of who you're being is what you have. You think of those four quadrants. What do you have in your family life? What do you have in your business life? What do you have in your spiritual life? What do you have in your personal life? That will tell you exactly what you've been doing. And what you once you realize what you've been doing, then you will realize who you've been being. You can change what you have in the physical once you change who you be in the spiritual. And that's just simply how it works. You decide to be something different, think in a new way, think in a better way. You will do and have new behaviors, and you will have new results in the physical plane. Goal setting. It's really, really important for using at all levels of the quadrants. You already know the rules: 3 year, 1 year, 6 months, 3 months, drilling down to a 1 month priority list, asking yourself every single time, what do I need to do right now?